G'day all, number one Machop fan here with an episode of Machop's Musings. I'm not sure if this is going to be a regular series, but this particular musing is one I've been wanting to get off my chest for a while. This musing is about Smeargle. Smeargle is at the same time one of the most popular and least popular Pokemon in the VGC16 metagame. There are a multitude of reasons for this, but the one I want to address in this video is its hidden ability, Moody. For those of you who don't know, Moody is an ability that can only be a hidden ability. Pokemon like Smeargle, obviously, Glalie, Octillery, Bibarel, and Bidoof can have the ability as their hidden ability. What it does is, at the end of every turn, it increases one stat 2 stages and decreases another 1 stage. And that stat is chosen completely at random and can be anything. Attack, defense, special defense, speed, infamously, accuracy, or evasiveness. Moody has been hated for its entire lifetime, ever since it was introduced in Pokemon Black and White, the beginning of Generation 5. The reason being is because it is purely luck-based in a game where people would prefer skill. In VGC16, there are 3 boosts in particular that you want to get. Speed, so you can outspeed just about anything, except perhaps Pokemon with Chlorophyll, but that's pretty much just Jumpluff and the odd Venusaur. Evasiveness, at which point the opponent has only a 2 in 3 chance of hitting, a 1 in 3 chance of missing, which is actually quite frequent. And accuracy, so you can hit Dark Void every time. That is a 3 in 7 chance of a boost you want, which is almost 50-50. And if Smeargle uses Spiky Shield in turn 1, and you don't have Feint, then there is a good chance that Smeargle may get the boost it wants immediately, at which point odds are the game is over before it even starts. Which is, as they call it, getting Smeargled. And no one is immune to getting Smeargled. So it even happened to me a couple of times. So what I've been thinking about lately are potential alternatives to Moody that are more manageable, more reliable, and less broken. And this is the list I've come up with so far. First of all, Clear Body, which prevents the opponent from dropping its stats. So, most importantly, its speed can't be dropped by Icy Wind, so it's difficult to speed control. Compound Eyes increases its accuracy 30%. Dark Void hits every time, and that's about it. Contrary is of limited use, but could be seen on Smeargle, like on its cousin Shuckle. What it does is reverse stat changes. So if it was hit by Intimidate, it would get an attack boost instead of an attack drop. If it was to be hit by an Icy Wind, it would get a speed boost instead of a speed drop, and that could be useful for countering speed control. Friend Guard won't make Smeargle more powerful per se, not directly, but it is great for supporting the partner, providing a 25% boost to its defenses. But Smeargle, being itself frail, does limit its use in that department compared to, say, Clefairy. Inner Focus is an interesting ability. It would provide immunity to moves that flinch, well, prevents flinching anyway, such as, famously, Fake Out. Combine that with a Mental Herb, so you can't be taunted either, and the only thing that can take it out then and prevent it from Dark Voiding would be Sleep and Raw Power. But even then, you're relying on not getting hit compared to Moody's Evasiveness boost, and actually hitting compared to Moody's Accuracy boost. So it's more manageable than the unpredictable Moody. Insomnia or Vital Spirit would prevent Smeargle from going to sleep. And what a world it would be if you had 2 Smeargles with Dark Void who can't put each other to sleep. Again, useful when combined with a Focus Sash or a Mental Herb, but again, you could then take it down with Raw Power, especially Kangaskhan. Manageable. Limber is another example, which prevents paralysis and is another way to handle speed control. Oblivious blocks Taunt and blocks Encore if ever those shenanigans come into play. Actually, no, it doesn't block Encore. But it does nonetheless block Taunt, and that's still very useful in itself, Smeargle being as it is. Combine it with a Focus Sash, and you're only going to be taken out by Sleep, multi-hit moves, and Fake Out. That could prevent you from Dark Voiding. Or run a Lum or Chesto Berry, and you can replace that Sleep with Raw Power. Either way, only fewer ways to take it out, but still enough to not make it broken. Rattled boosts its speed if it's hit by a Bug, Dark, or Ghost move. But Smeargle is a normal type, so it's immune to Ghost attacks and won't get the speed boost from Ghost moves. But it can get the speed boost if the opponent was to use Snarl. So it's a useful way to deal with Xerneas, for instance. Especially if it has a Focus Sash, because Xerneas' Snarl... So not Xerneas, Yveltal, the other one. Why am I doing this wrong? Yveltal's Snarl is hands down the most powerful in the game, and if it goes unchecked, could be enough to take out Smeargle. But if it doesn't, like if it's got a Focus Sash for instance, or if it just has enough raw bulk to handle it, then you get the speed boost and you can handle it from there. Scrappy is useful for faking out ghost types, like Sableye before it fakes you out, or Gengar before it starts its shenanigans. Steadfast raises speed if it flinches. Again, it's useful against Fake Out. It can scare it away, or even punish Fake Out. But there is one other ability that on Smeargle will be more broken than Moody, and its name is Prankster. But think about it. A Smeargle with Prankster. Priority Dark Void, putting everything to sleep before they can do anything. Priority Spore, for those who like the reliability. Priority Mat Block, which allows you to block slower priority moves and non-priority moves in the first turn, protecting both Smeargle and its partner, allowing the partner to set up on its own, say for instance Geomancy if it's a Xerneas, or Power Up Punch if it's a Kangaskhan, or Swords Dance if it's a Groudon or a Sizzle. Also, speed becomes a little less important when you're going first most of the time anyway. So if you want, this isn't necessary, but it's an option, you can choose to not maximize Smeargle's speed, and instead put its nature and EVs into bulkier spreads. Quick Guard would stop a Prankster Smeargle, but would it be enough to keep it from being broken? I don't think so, because Smeargle is going to be broken enough if it had Prankster that you'll see it on every single team, and then every single team will need to run Quick Guard on it. Especially, say, Talonflame, which can strike back with faster priority moves of its own. No matter how fast Smeargle is, Talonflame will always be faster. But that still limits team building possibilities, and that's always been a gripe of VGC 16 players. How limited teams are because of how overpowered some Pokemon are. So the question is, why would you ban Moody as opposed to Smeargle as a whole, or just Dark Void? And there are calls to ban them too. But if Smeargle and Dark Void were that broken, you would have seen them in VGC 14 and VGC 15 as well. But they were a lot rarer then than they are in 16. But compared to its other current abilities of Technician and Own Tempo, at least they are predictable. They can be managed. And they a lot more easily than Moody. no matter what Pokemon you've got. So say you haven't got a prankster, or so a priority Pokemon like Talonflame, if they had Moody and they get the speed boost, you're in trouble. But if they didn't have Moody, you can manage it with faster Pokemon, priority or otherwise. But can Moody be nerfed? The answer to that question is yes, it can, in two ways. First of all, if the +2 boost it got at the end of every turn became +1 instead, and if it didn't boost or drop accuracy or evasiveness, then the 3 in 7 chance I mentioned earlier of getting a good stat boost goes down to a 1 in 5 with just speed. Although defense and special defense would have their uses depending on the situation, speed is still the one you really want. And in that scenario, it is still a 20% chance rather than a 40-something% chance that you would have had, that you currently have now. And that is everything. Thank you very much for listening. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't, or if you dislike me. Feel free to leave a comment if you have your own feedback or your own opinions. I'm all ears. Thanks again, and I'll see you at or after the World Championships.